I work at McDonald's. I had a customer throw his burger at my face at 1 this morning because his pickle was not in the center of the freaking bun. What's the meanest thing a customer has ever done to you, and how did you react? Story 1. When working hotel front desk on the beach, we had to close the pool at night. City ordinance due to lack of 24-hour lifeguard. So if you rented a poolside room, you had to stay off the pool deck after dark. Night swimming could, and had, got the hotel fined. Well, this middle-aged woman was in a group that rented a poolside room, non-smoking. Night falls, I go around the pool deck locking things up. She's on the deck smoking. I tell her the deck's closed and she needs to leave. She asks to finish her smoke. I say sure and lock things up so when she leaves, the deck will be locked up behind her. Well, about an hour later, I get a noise complaint. People being loud on the pool deck, which no one should be on. I go out, and the woman has propped open the door to the deck. She's been joined with the rest of her group, and they have a stereo going while they smoke and drink and generally carry on. I tell them the decks are closed. They have to leave. I'm polite but firm and tell them that it's illegal for them to be out there. This is where the woman gets pissed, and man, does she get pissed. Because she wants to smoke. And she rented a non-smoking room. And if I don't let her smoke on the pool deck, she's going to smoke in her room. I tell her that if she wants to smoke in her room, I can't stop her, but the hotel will charge a $200 cleaning fee if she does. She doesn't like that, claims she's going to stay out by the pool, so I tell her that I'll have to call the cops if that happened. She gives in and goes to her room. I think that's the end of it. Foolish me. About an hour later, she storms up to the front desk, obviously intoxicated. She is yelling and screaming at me for violating her right to smoke. Claims the cleaning fee is illegal, and she's called the cops on me. She starts banging on the front desk, claiming I'm being sexist and getting off on spraying my testosterone all over the place. Keep in mind, I'm the only staff in the building at this point. I start getting noise complaints from the people that can hear her from the rooms. Her friends come out and cheer her on. 2 or 3 guys with open beers in their hands encouraging her. This goes on for most of an hour. Then the cops show up. She actually did call the cops. She starts to yell at them to arrest me for some unclear reason. The cops are cool, but they had no idea what they walked in on. They try to calm her down and figure out what she wants. I can't explain anything because when I try, she starts yelling over me. Things are getting even more heated. The cops try to get my side of the story and ask the woman to hush for a minute. And that's where she fucks up. Because in her drunken stupor, she decides that it's a good idea to scream sexist pig at an armed and obviously frustrated cop. And then she slaps him. Fast enough to make your head spin, she is subdued, handcuffed, and stuffed in a squad car. We don't see her again. TLDR, a screaming woman bitched at me for almost an hour, then got arrested by the cops she called on me. I used to manage a hotel years ago. I feel your pain. My own story involves a group of Babe Ruth baseball kids, 13 or 14, and their families. They had about 15 rooms total. Well, these little shit kids decided to go around at 2 in the morning and pound on people's doors. Obviously, we start to get complaints at the front desk. I wasn't on at the time, but the night guy calls me up and says he's pretty sure we're about to have a huge problem. I decide to head in. As I get to the hotel, I see a pack of these little shits jumping from the second floor balconies onto the cars below. A 13 or 14-year-old kid isn't a featherweight, and they were clearly causing damage to these car roofs. Then as I pull up, I see them picking up the rocks that surround the property and throwing them at cars, but not the windows. I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Then, as I stop my car and am about to get out, I hear my own car struck with something. As I get out, I see the kids scatter. I go in and the night guy tells me it's been awful. These kids are unruly and the parents refuse to be of any help. I printed out a list of the group room numbers and then go knocking on each of their doors. I introduce myself as the manager and explain the situation politely to each of the parents. They all respond that it's not my kid. They've been in here the whole time. I ask them all to please step out into the hall. As they do, I inform them that if the responsible parties do not step forward, the entire group will be kicked out. No one steps forward. They think I'm bluffing. They think that if I kick them out, that we all will have to refund their money, which isn't the case. I wait 2 minutes in silence. No one steps forward. Then I inform them that they have 1 hour to pack their things and vacate the premises. If after 1 hour they are still there, the police will be called. I go down to my office and wait 1 hour. None of them leave. I call the police. Police show up. We go knock on doors again. Shit hits the fan. They're all yelling at me, claiming innocence, that I'm not being fair, that they'll be good. Where are they going to go at 3 in the morning? Police officers turn to me and ask what I want done. They can go willingly, or I guess you can drag them out in cuffs. It doesn't matter to me. All it took was one hothead to tell the police to fuck off and slam the door in his face. I open the door with my magic key. Police arrest the guy in front of his family. Everyone else leaves peacefully. Story 2. I was working drive-thru one day when a woman ordered a large orange iced. She gets to the window and I see there are 3 other people laughing pretty hard. I take her money and give her the drink. About 2 seconds later, I hear, "Fire in the hole!" And I see a large orange grenade flying at me. Somehow, I ninja'd the pop back into her Audi. She even had the nerve to ask my manager for her money back. Edit. I've seen a few people ask how I managed to ninja the heistie back into her car. I honestly don't know how I managed it, but as I was turning back to the register to take the order of the car that had just gotten to the speaker, I saw the drink flying at me. I somehow managed to reach out with my left arm and redirect the drink back out the window and into her car. The lid came off and it exploded everywhere. Needless to say, she didn't get her money back and was told less than kindly to leave. Story 3. Customer put a dirty diaper on a plate, wet with beer, and put their pizza in it because it didn't have enough Italian sausage. Then walked it back to us and dropped it in the fryer. 6 gallons of oil gone, and had to sanitize everything extra clean tonight because the dirty diaper exploded. Got off around 3:30 here. It's now 5:46. I went through a McDonald's drive-thru once and the place was slammed inside and out. After ordering, I was asked to park next to the curb and someone would bring my order to me as soon as possible. A girl walks up to my car, visibly shaken. As she approaches my car to hand me my food, she says, "Please don't slap me." I said, "What?" She said the last lady she delivered the food yelled at and slapped her across the face because the food took so long. Story 4. I had a woman throw a Footlong Subway at my head because I wouldn't give it to her for free. The story goes, this woman sent her 7-year-old into the store to get the sandwich with a note listing the ingredients she wanted on it. At the cash, I rang in the sandwich, and the little girl passed me one filled-out sub-club card. Used to be good for a 6-inch sandwich with the purchase of a 28-ounce drink, and just stood there. I cleared the cash and rang it in again, discounting half the sub and charging it on a drink. I had told the girl how much, and she just stood there looking at me. I asked what was wrong, and she said that her mom never gave her any money. I asked if her mom was outside and if she could go get her. The girl left and came back in crying and getting towed behind a raging mammoth of a woman who was demanding to talk to my manager about how she was being disrespected. I explained to her the usage of the card and pointed out where the details were printed on the card. She screamed, reached over the counter, grabbed the sandwich, and threw it at my head. My manager later saw the security footage and called me laughing his ass off about it.